Hey, rapid reaction from Dave Wyman and Bob, 2 to 7 every weekday. Don't miss it. This one was a little bit too entertaining for my liking, 29 to 26. But I did bring up on the show last week that I think a lot of people thought it was going to be like a blowout, and the Seahawks were going to be angry, and they were going to come out and kick butt and blow out the Washington Commanders. But I also suggested that it could be a slow repair, and that's what it was. They win 29 to 26, last second field goal. I thought the most awesome part of it was for that last drive, Pete brings Gino over and says something to him. We're not sure exactly what it was, but I thought it was, don't put the ball in harm's way. I think what Pete did is he went to Gino and said, you're going to go down and win this one. So I loved that about that. They end up getting 120 yards rushing on the ground, and then a total of 369 yards for the game. I'm sorry, 489 yards. Let's look at some of the mistakes. The one touchdown catch to the running back that Bobby Wagner had coverage on, I don't really know what was going on there. So that needs to be worked on, their coverage. They end up getting 356 yards. So the other thing is, let's look at third down conversions. They were 4 for 14 on offense, and here's why. First of all, delay of game. They have to settle for a field goal from the 21-yard line is where the ball was. They got a false start, so then they have to settle for another field goal at the 10-yard line. And then, right before the half, you got an intentional grounding call from Gino, and you get 0 points. You could have had, if he ends up just dumping that thing, they end up maybe getting a field goal there. There was a 3rd and 4 sack in the third quarter that they had to punt. Then they were in 3rd and 7 penalty, and they have to punt. And then, you had a play where it went -4, Ken Walker. They're down inside the red zone. Then it goes 2nd and 7, incomplete, and then incomplete the next play, and then you have to settle for a field goal. So there was lots of opportunities that the Seahawks had that they squandered, whether it's going backwards or getting penalties and things like that. So the first part of the game, that's what that was all about. Then they started to score touchdowns. But yeah, it was kind of a rough game, and there's going to be a lot to discuss about this, like where are they? And also they're going into a game against the Rams, where the Rams kind of dominate the Seahawks a bit, at least they have lately. So we'll see how much more repair they have going forward. But right now, Seahawks 6-3. And I think that's probably pretty good considering the division you're in and who you've had to play. The AFC North, we saw Cleveland beat the Ravens at the Ravens. So yeah, they played some pretty tough teams, but hopefully they clean a lot of these things up where they could have gotten touchdowns instead of field goals.